What's up, concert addicts? Johnny Kinsvater here with more news involving a country music band. I promise this isn't a country music channel or anything like that. They've just had a lot of news going on lately. So far, I've made videos about Tyler Farr, Luke Bryan, and now Rascal Flatts. And spoiler, my next video is going to be about Granger Smith. Rascal Flatts was playing a show in Indianapolis on their tour right now. They're on the road with Dan and Shay and Carly Pearce, I believe. And they're playing a show. They rocked it all night long, and then they were getting ready to come out and do their encore. And then they never came out. And then a couple minutes after that, the lights came on and security came and just rushed everybody out. Nobody really knew what was happening. Shortly, a little while later, they announced via their social media, as well as the law enforcement put out on their social medias as well, that the concert actually was evacuated due to a security threat. So the show had gone on for about an hour and a half or something like that. And the lights went down, they ended. Everybody thought that they were going to come out and do an encore. It was a typical concert thing. They said, okay, good night, and then the lights went off. And then the lights stayed off, so usually you know that that means they're going to come back on the stage. But they never did come back out on the stage, and so a lot of people were pissed off at first. They didn't realize what was going on. I guess people in the crowd were booing. They had no idea, and to be honest, I might have been one of the ones booing as well. Even though I don't boo at concerts, so I wouldn't have actually been booing. But I would have been upset and disappointed not to hear an encore, because you pretty much get an encore these days at every show you go to. And with a band like Rascal Flatts that has so many hits on their resume, you'd think they would definitely save a couple. And I guess they hadn't even played Life is a Highway yet, their cover of that song, which is one of their most famous songs. So a lot of people were expecting him to play that, and there are still a lot of unanswered questions. They still actually haven't released what happened, but they did put out a statement that said, Indianapolis, due to a security concern at the show last night, standard procedures were quickly executing an evacuation, and everybody was able to safely leave the building. So they got everyone out of there. I've seen some reports online about there might have been a scuffle or some sort of disturbance happening in the standing room area of the concert venue, which I'm unfamiliar with. There was reports saying people saw security dragging a guy out right before they evacuated everybody. So they haven't really said a follow-up on if that guy was the threat or if it was completely unrelated. It might have been unrelated. There was reports like this with every incident that happens about, oh, it was this guy, oh, I saw this, even though what these people were seeing was actually irrelevant to what happened. We just don't know, and it sucks for these people that were at the concert, but I think they can get over it. I saw some people online asking for refunds and things like this. You guys missed out on like 2 songs tops. It's like, that's unfortunate, yes, but an encore is not required. Like, for me, you got what you paid for. Plus, I'm sure you got amazing performances from Carly Pearce, who I have yet to see. But Dan and Shay kills it every time they're on stage. And they're pretty much following in Rascal Flatts' footsteps. So eventually they'll be headlining shows just like this, too. So you got to see Carly Pearce, who I'm sure is amazing live. Dan and Shay, who I know is amazing live. And Rascal Flatts, who puts on a hell of a show anywhere they play. You just missed out on 2 songs, so people need to calm down a little bit. And it sounds like the evacuation went off without a hitch. It sounds like there was no injuries. It was pretty smooth going. There's people pissed, people confused, but those can turn into chaotic situations too. We've heard of a lot of tramplings at concerts before. So it's a good thing no actual panic was sparked, even though I'm sure people were freaked out when security said, hey, there's a threat, you need to leave. But at the same time, sounds like everybody made it out okay, and nothing actually did happen. But the thing that people have to realize who were upset about this, because even if they just ended it because they thought there was a microscopic possibility of a threat, in today's day and age, I just made this, I just talked about this kind of in the Luke Bryan video, you have to be prepared for everything, and it's shitty that you can't just go to a concert and leave your fears at the door and have a good time. But especially with things that have happened in recent history, like the events in Las Vegas or Manchester that took place last year, every threat needs to be addressed seriously and in the safest manner possible. And so I don't think anybody has any reason to be upset at anybody other than whoever was the cause of this threat. I think Rascal Flatts handled it well. The security personnel sounded like they handled it flawlessly, as well as local law enforcement. So thankfully, this didn't actually become anything. And it's just something that we're talking about that could have happened, not something actually happening there. So good news overall. Shitty for the people that didn't get to hear Life is a Highway, but I think I think they'll get over it, and they'll just see Rascal Flatts again the next time they come through. And if they come through again to that area, you know they're going to put on a hell of a show to kind of make up for this. Nonetheless, that's my opinion on that. That's kind of what happened there. Not much of a story there, but a lot of people were talking about it on social media, so I figured I'd bring it up here. And speaking of social media, make sure to join and follow our Facebook page, facebook.com/concertaddiction, where I posted about this and I post about everything that happens in the world of concerts and live music. Make sure to go hit that like button, facebook.com/concertaddiction, and never miss anything going on in the world of live music. Also, check out my website, concertaddiction.com, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, don't forget, we are going to be at the Fort Collins Comic-Con later this month, August 26th from 5:30 till after 6. We're hosting a panel in the TARDIS room called Rock and Roll and Comic Books, talking the influence of comic books and rock and roll music, and vice versa. Also going to be honoring John Schnapp, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. Make sure to head over to the Facebook page. I'll have a contest up shortly where you can win passes to that con. So check back here every day for videos on concert news. And until then, thanks for watching. Bye.